Check. All right. 1 2 1 2.
Yeah.
All right. This is the block, beatboxradio.com. Every Monday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. I am cleaning the ones and twos. And we got a mega son.
Yeah, Resistance is futile.
It's been a while.
Yes, sir.
It seems like it. And can't get in.
I know.
All right. And we got a special guest in the house. You know, Mega, take care of what you need to take care of first.
Oh, thanks a lot. Okay, it's good. Right.
All right. Mega Son was good. You heard? Yeah, man. YouTube live, yeah.
What's going on? Well, first of all, I'm going to welcome back my man.
Yo. It's live. Oh, okay, all right. Tochi in the building.
All right.
Hey,
Bell, man.
hey.
Broke the bell. All right. Also, we got a special guest in the house. Let everybody know your name, where you from.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy JScratch, representing Long Island.
Okay. Strong Island.
Yeah.
All right. What's going on, everybody? How was your weekend, nigga?
Oh, it's cool, man. You know, reflecting, sitting with the youngin, building. You know what I'm saying? Recuperating, all that good stuff.
All right. That's what's up.
Simple things, man.
Definitely.
Food in your refrigerator.
Before we holler at a guest, I want to make a couple acknowledgments / announcements about a couple of joints we was playing earlier.
Oh, yes, some treats. Treats there.
A couple of birthdays. First, it was
Album birthdays.
First, all right, we're gonna do album birthday. Okay. All right. First of all, Low End Theory came out '91. That's how many years? 27.
27, man.
That's the best trap album.
For me, it is. I mean, people go with Midnight Marauders, maybe.
Yeah,
Marauders for sure.
For sure.
For sure, bro.
You say,
No. But you know, low end is fire. The low end is definitely fire.
oh man, the low end was like an organic peel back of hip hop from an innocent point of view. You know what I'm saying? It's just very poetic, for me.
You know what my shit is on low end? Check the rhyme. I love that shit, man. That beat is nasty. But this is the thing. Oh, that beat's nasty.
No, it is nasty. I mean, as a DJ, that was the first single that came out from the album. So, and the B side was whack ass Sky Pager.
Good.
That was
terrible.
That was trash.
Do you know?
I hated that shit, D. But whatever. But I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. You see, the thing for me, why I fuck with Marauders more, to me, it's more of that. It's more of that check the rhyme hard shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, exactly. To me, check the rhyme's nasty. Like, and this is the thing I always really liked about Tribe. Of all the conscious groups, to me, quote unquote conscious, I think they were the nicest because their shit was hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in hip hop, if your shit's not hard, there's a way it feels. Like it's just not hip hop almost. You know what I mean?
But they were going through a refining period, so that's why people put Marauders right there, because that's the refining of the Tribe sound.
Yeah.
You know, which is very important. You know, and tremendous in the rest of the hip hop world. Seeing that and be like, oh, that's how you do an album.
Right.
Yeah. Also, Speaker Box came out in 03.
And The Love Below.
The Love Below, sorry. And The Love Below.
Yeah.
Which one? Who's is who? Who's is who?
Speaker Box was Big Boys.
All right.
Love Below was Cat. Dre.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
All right, so that's all right. That came out in 03 all weekend. And one of my favorite albums of all time,
Yes.
Redman, The What?
That's the album.
Yeah.
For real? I didn't know you were a Redman dude like that, man.
No, that's my favorite MC of all time.
Really?
Oh yeah, I got him at a biggie.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I do.
You know what, man?
That's just me.
We gotta have this conversation because my nigga, I don't know if I was telling
Nothing
you.
against Biggie, I'm just saying, Redman, this is my dude.
My man, I just rediscovered There's a Dark Side.
Now, what?
Like, oh no, on some real shit. Like, I've been listening to Redman since '98.
Okay.
Right? So I was a little late. But again, I'm younger, you know this, right? So I heard him in '98, and then I was like, I really fuck with this, and I just kept listening to him. But for whatever reason, I never really checked out There's a Dark Side.
Oh shit!
Like until this year, nigga. Like I'm talking about like January this year, and I'm listening to some of the shit like, what the fuck?
That was our traveling music. Here's the Dark Side.
We run New York and
What?
Yeah.
The amount of and he was smoked out. I heard the whole album. That's what I heard.
Isn't that every album?
Is it? I don't know. Maybe not what. I don't think what. And Muddy Waters is
I totally think what.
See, the reason why I love Red Master because if anybody picked any one of those first three albums, I'm not mad at you as far as what you thought was the best one.
Right, exactly.
Because there's no argument.
Right, the quality is there.
Yeah, so it's all about great quality.
Tenacity is rough, man.
So I'm curious, what's your joint on what the album? Aside from Tonight's the Night, because that's like the really big record, what would you say is the next thing that for you is like I really fuck with this?
I like I'm Bad. I like Jam for You. To be honest, there's nothing that I don't like. There's nothing on it I don't like. So Time for Some Action.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I don't really have any favorites. Just the whole thing I can listen to straight through.
Nice.
No pausing, no fast forwarding, no nothing.
My shit is Check Your Nuggets.
Check Your Nuggets?
Check Your Nuggets.
Yeah,
that's my joint on there.
but shout out to Redman. And me and my boys had this conversation last week about Redman. He got a new song out. I think it's called 1990 Now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
trash.
It's just underperforming.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts. You know, it hurts my heart. It really does hurt my heart that the song is not that good because
and he plays
I have him on a certain status, and to see one of my like hip hop icons just not he might not be able to have it. He might not have it.
No, it's just a bad pick. He played better stuff on his gram. That's a bad pick. Yeah, that's just a bad pick.
Are we sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Because when you're going back into something that you doing for a while, you're trying to get another, a lane for yourself. Mm-hmm. Because now it's establishing a new lane with new listeners, and it's kind of hard to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're accustomed to doing something so long, so often, like. I hope they like this. And you still want to appease the people that's down with you? It's crazy.
You're aware that niggas do fall off, right?
All the time.
Yeah,
okay.
Yes. But
niggas fall off every day.
But you got to remember, we were talking about this the other day. There's a class of cats who came out in the 90s who I don't think they would ever fall off. And it's like a Method Man. Lyrically, I'm just talking lyrically, how these dudes can jump on the track and still sound dope. Now,
and it's relative.
Jay, Nas, they all came. That era of '90s MCs could still jump on a track. 3 Stacks, cats like that. Those cats could jump on a track and still not sound dated. And I always had Redman in that class. Ghost, Ray, them dudes are still out there doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they're not top. They're not on their game like that. But I can still fuck with them. I'll still buy their album. There's only a couple of dudes I'll still buy albums from the '90s. And it ain't that many of them. I'll download a lot of niggas shit, but I'll buy a lot of niggas shit. There's certain dudes I'm buying. Like Nas shit, I'm buying.
Nah, it's like ageism.
Right.
I don't they hate me. Maybe I'm man.
You age hating?
I don't know, man. But also a couple of birthdays. Dave from De La Soul.
Yeah. Shout out.
One of the, like I said, that's one of my favorite groups of all time.
Shout out to Club too, man.
Definitely.
Many more too.
And Jermaine Dupri's birthday.
Okay.
You gotta represent, man. He's a legend. Icon.
That's not even a question.
Yeah.
At one point, JD was killing the game at one point, producing and doing everything, man. And the only time I stopped fucking with JD was when I got tired of hearing all this money talk. I was like, damn. All right, we know you got money, B. Come on, right? All right, give me another topic. Come on, give me something else. And I don't know, maybe because I'm poor. I don't know, maybe because
no. That's real though. That's real. I mean, you're a hip hop dude. Like, hip hop's about more than just how much you got. That's real talk.
So, but the album, I like the album, the 1470. What is it? 1472 album.
Yeah, man, that shit. I used to play the hell out of that shit.
He had some joints on there, man. A lot of joints on there. So, shout out to JD.
I used to play the fuck out of that record, man.
A long time dancing in Houdini video.
Yeah, man.
That's where he started off from, you know. Also, 1930, Ray Charles was also born.
Shout
He didn't forget, but come on.
He touched the girl wrist and make it,
Ray Charles is a legend, kid.
Yeah,
That's a legend. watch it, man. I was watching. Did anybody catch that the Quincy Jones thing on Netflix?
Oh nah, man, you gotta watch.
I heard about it.
I gotta
This man, Quincy, man. People, I think people forget.
the man behind the.
People forget how much shit he's a part of, or he touched, or he's, you know.
Yeah, it's unreal, man.
From jazz, man.
Yeah, I didn't know he was like one of the first jazz dudes who implemented jazz and hip hop together, man. And man, this dude, and he worked with like everybody.
Right.
Not only worked, like he was like cool with these people. He like Sinatra and man, it's not even funny, man. Him and like Ray Charles are like close.
Yeah,
they both.
wow.
Yeah, man. So it's amazing. So if you get a chance, catch that shit on. I think it's like I said, it's on Netflix.
Yo, you remember when Quincy was wilding out just recently?
Nah.
Oh, when he spazzed out and talked about everybody.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Let
Shit
me
was
be
classic.
great. Let me be great.
Really?
Nah, he was like
Talking this shit.
he was really like guilty, man. Like I think he was talking about Richard Pryor being bisexual or some shit.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay,
that whole
okay.
thing, right?
Wow,
Yeah.
messy, man.
As in the words of Dave Chappelle, he did Thriller.
Right, Thriller, exactly.
Cares what he says.
Yeah.
Who cares what he says? He did Thriller and Off the
real.
Wall. Who cares what
That's
he
real.
says? Yeah, I'm just joking. But yeah, man. I didn't even know he was wild out. Matter of fact, now I remember. It's all coming back to me now. Also, I want you brought it up a couple of minutes ago about the Joe Button
Oh yeah.
and what was it? What's his name? Royce and even what's his name? Even trying to make a diss record. What's this big boy name from B12?
Bizarre. Yeah.
Did you hear that record?
No, I didn't. I used to.
It's terrible, man. I'm sorry, Bizarre. That shit is terrible.
Bizarre wasn't. It actually can be a good
No! Give me
Rapper.
a good what? Give me a good what?
rapper.
Dog, don't
From the
dog,
D12
don't do that.
album.
Don't do that, man.
I give
Don't do
him
that.
could be. I didn't say he was. There was flashes.
All right, I'll give you the word rapper, but I was gonna knock you off. You
Well,
said
you know-
MC.
you know why?
You said MC. I would probably
People put the image of him first. Like when you hear the word,
Yes.
bam, the dude that had the one thing out, just
One
like
titty
Janet,
out.
yeah, you know, all that. I don't want to, imagine titty with Bizarre in the same sentence.
Yeah.
And just wild out, and with this ill, bizarre style, but it wasn't catching. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't the catchiest person out of the group, but that was a false attempt.
So I mean, what exactly did Joe Button say? Like what is the beef?
He would get in Eminem's.
That's what he said?
Yeah.
Okay. And how does Puffy name get into I saw his name getting floated into this. So
Because Puffy got Joe that check. Got him on Revolt. You know what I'm saying? That's
did
a
M
link,
say
that's a link
something
right
about
there.
did M say something about Puff?
No,
And the Tupac murder. I heard
towards
some
the
shit.
end, yeah, he did. He did.
What did he
talked
say?
about what was it? The line where he says, "As soon as you admit that you not as nice as me," is like when Puff admits that he had Tupac killed, something like that.
Okay.
Very tasteless line, very
Yeah.
disrespectful.
M said that?
M said that. The end of Kill Shot. And
Careful
that
with
just
that.
like, oh.
Careful with that.
What's up, Nick?
What's up, though?
I got you.
Yeah.
So Puff said, "I'm gonna take care of that myself."
Oh, that's
Don't worry
yeah.
about
So
that.
that's what he meant when he said that.
I'm
Okay,
gonna take
okay.
care of that myself.
This shit is getting kind of ugly.
But after he said the line, he said, "I love you, Puff." Sorry, that one. He just went with the
Can't
other
say
line.
that. That's like saying no disrespect, but
Dude.
shouldn't you say something disrespectful?
So my question is, so how was this record? Like, what did you think of the shit? I haven't heard it. So,
Kill
Kill
Shot?
Shot?
yeah.
I was gonna play it.
I thought he could have did.
I want to hear it. I haven't. I never played it though.
Yeah, it's cool.
Hear
We
it.
don't want to hear it.
Granted, he did his duty on responding and vanquishing MGK's just like nudging off the shoulder like that shit. That's small talk.
Right.
But from what you expect from Eminem and being the MC that he is, subpar.
Of course. Eminem is subpar. But
Bam!
come on, man.
Take straight
We-
shots.
I know
Straight shots.
we had this conversation a little bit last time, or the last time I was here, and I just don't do Eminem, man. Actually, it's funny. So I'm in Crown Heights, and I was walking down my block actually, and I hear in the background someone was like, "Yo, this album's amazing. It's a return to form. Best thing in hip hop. Blah blah." I turn around, some white dude, right? So I'm like,
ice, mind you.
yeah, I know, right?
Of course,
So, I'm like, what album, right? Because I mean, I'm hip hop too. So if I'm walking by here, hip hop, I'm loud.
You actually jumped in and said that?
I actually jumped in and I was like, what album? So he was like, Eminem's new album. He's like, have you heard it? I'm like, nah. And he's like, yo, I think it's really his best work. Eminem's, it's like a return to form. I'm like, oh, word? He's like, yeah. Like, Eminem's incredible. I'm like, whatever, nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck about him. He's like, you know who I really like right now? Kanye. Like, he's like, oh, Kanye's the best of the new school. I'm like,
that's what he said?
Yeah. I'm like, nah. Okay. Then he's like, oh, but who do you like? Whatever. And I'm like, oh, I'm more of a Wu-Tang kind of dude. And he's like, yeah, I love Wu-Tang. Sure you do, buddy. Fuck out of here.
He loves the emblem.
For real.
What's the guy, Riddler? Thanks.
For real. So anyways, but
Joe's generic conversation, well, I won't say it's generic conversation. He probably, honestly, is only exposed to that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you get that type of argument, that type of viewpoint. But, if he champions that, at the same time, listen to R.A. the Rugged Man and Thurston Howell the Third and stuff like that. Now we can have a little conversation. Talking about metaphors and triple entendres and things of that nature, multi-syllable rhymes. Now we can have that conversation.
Right.
If all you know was their channel and your Sirius XM such membership,
yeah, that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
No, I feel you, man. I feel you. But ultimately, man, I haven't heard a really good diss record in a minute. Unfortunately, I think coming back to this whole diss record shit, but like we've had a couple. Funny enough, this year, I feel like maybe Pusha T kind of set that off, and people were like,
Definitely.
you know what, like we should diss people a little bit more and like get our name out or whatever. But I mean, still, I don't think there's been really anything like
people
crazy.
have large machines behind them now. So, I guess the convenience of dissing somebody, you would have to have just as large a machine or a lot of support behind you. Because mind you, Pusha put out that a great diss.
That's all right.
But, it's great for the sport, right?
That's a great record.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We're not going to talk about that right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, I feel like next year, by next year, it's not going to be relevant.
This year.
But that's because of the way. Exactly.
No, man.
Yeah,
It's just not that good a diss. Like, at the end of the day.
He said a lot of shit.
But it was TMZ shit.
Right.
It's like, yo, you got a child. Who gives a shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, this is actually a great conversation in terms of where we rank disses and how we think about disses. But to me, you got to diss a person's, like, whole, like, their music. And like their whole outlook on hip hop. That's when you really kill niggas. To me, you know what I'm saying? Like if you look at,
he said he's not writing his rhymes. He said,
nah, we don't care about that.
I care about that shit.
No. But I mean,
I definitely care.
No. But you gotta understand though, Drake's a pop artist, so you can't. For you to say, yo, you don't write your own rhymes, it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, what are you really telling me? You're a pop rapper.
But then he said, Drake on the retort, I wrote your boss's rhymes.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So for real. So what are you really telling me? If Pusha T had said some shit like, yo, you not like, for example, I'm from Toronto, right? We talked about this. So I know where Drake is from. Like I have friends who live in Forest Hill. Forest Hill is like one of the wealthiest, if not the wealthiest part of Toronto, right? So if Pusha T was going to be like, look, listen, you're literally one of them cats that comes through, you swagger jack the ghetto, like what people are doing in the hood, to come up and make yourself, seem a little bit more like real or whatever, but really all you're doing is being condescending and vulturing the culture. Now that would have been a harder line to me, because that's kind of the truth to a certain degree. I mean, like I was telling you, like he gets a little bit of that flow from the hood.
I think you have to mix in a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
You have to. The overall thing is you got to make it palatable to the people. What made Drake's back-to-back, you could play that in a damn party.
I don't care about that. I really don't care about that.
Yeah,
it makes a lot of it gives you a lot of leverage.
You're not hearing hit him up in no party. You're not
hearing
Ether in no party.
What are you talking about, man?
Ether at a party.
But you want to hear that at a party? You want to hear that?
When the beat come on, you be like, oh,
I don't
yeah, man.
Because then there's a fucking Jay-Z fan right next to you They're just fucking drinking the
Stay
whole thing of
clean.
Henny.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, and next thing you know, it's a fight.
I'll tell you though that back to back is better than that Pusha T record.
I don't know.
Because when he said yeah, what you call it? Is that your girl's world tour, your girl's tour, or some shit? He murdered him. Like that was. I mean, again, not a major diss or L like that. We've heard better,
Stings.
but it's
I'm not
again,
listening to you.
you gotta have them lines.
You don't fuck with Pusha.
Oh, is that
No.
what it is?
I said that.
You don't like.
Get it right. Go ahead, say it.
You don't like the way he rhymes, and you just feel like he can be a better MC than what he is.
I think that.
Yes.
Which is true.
And
So-
he's shorting his potential to appease certain people.
No doubt.
You know.
I agree with that one.
He could do 100% better.
100%.
But that doesn't take away that he's nice.
No, I never took away that he's nice. I just said, you know, he ain't selling like that. You be nice.
Rest in peace, Radio Raheem also.
Oh.
He died about 2 years ago.
About 2 years.
2 years ago this
Bill,
week.
no.
Yes. All right. So enough about that. We got a guest in the house, man, and we want to talk to you about what you do,
Yeah.
how long you've been doing this, and let everybody know one more time your name and how long you've been doing this. Are you a producer, rapper, DJ? So everybody know what's good. All right.
State your name.
All right, my name is JScratch. Like I said before, I represent Long Island. I'm in BK right now. I'm a producer. I'm a drummer first.
Oh, nice.
I've been playing drums since I was probably about 6 or 7.
Who got you into that? Like, church?
My father.
Oh, really?
You know, my whole family is musically inclined and everything like that. And my father plays bass, my mom sings, my brother's a rapper.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
So you know how to read music and all that?
drums, yeah, drum notes and everything. Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah, it
You don't
is.
realize how hard it is to read music, man. Damn.
Yeah, to play and to read at the same time, yeah, it could be difficult.
Yeah.
But you know, and I always tell the story. You know, people who always ask me, and it's interesting that you guys brought up De La Soul because my uncle was the original DJ / producer for De La Soul,
What was his name?
DJ Stitches.
He's the original one?
The original. They were in my grandmother's basement. I remember as
You
a
talking
kid.
mid '80s?
This is
Late
late
'80s.
late
Late
80s.
'80s. Yeah.
And they would be recording in my grandmother's basement, man. You know what I'm saying? Making music and all of that. So probably in like 96, 97, I would go to my uncle's crib, you know, get DJ lessons or whatever. And one day he had this old rolling drum machine, and I played Sucker MCs, the beat for Sucker MC. I just played it live
On the drums.
Yeah.
Yo.
And he was like, "Yo, you know what? You might need to put this DJ and stuff to the side. You might want to make some beats." So at that time, I wasn't really trying to hear that because you know I was focusing on being a DJ.
Yeah.
I wanted to do everything that he did and all that stuff. So later on that summer, he got his hands on an ASR. I don't know if you guys are familiar with equipment
I'm
like
not.
that.
Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah,
A little
break it
bit.
down, man.
Yeah. So he got
RZA
something-
uses an ASR or some shit, doesn't he?
Hmm?
RZA?
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of them they use the keyboard, the ASR 10.
Right.
He had an ASR, the actual workstation, and he let me rock out with it for like the summer. Like he just got it, and mind you, I'm probably like 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? And I just been tinkering around with it. But I really started taking it serious probably around 2004, like after I got out of high school and all that stuff. I started taking it seriously, man, and just listening to all the greats.
Who? Like who's great to you? I want to hear who.
You want like top 3, top 5?
Who do 5? Is that cool?
I mean, 5 is fine.
Okay.
5 is
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Okay. All right.
I don't like putting it in a box because you might have the 10. I mean, it ain't no limit. So that's what I'm just saying. I want to hear this who. Because depending on your list, I could tell the type of producer that you are. So
Okay.
I just want to hear. Yeah.
All right. In no particular order: Pete Rock, Premier, J Dilla, Dr. Dre, and Kanye West.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kanye West.
Nobody.
Yeah, I was gonna say any producers that are unknown that maybe be aficionados may only know.
Yeah, Knox, Bink. There's somebody else too that I'm forgetting. But yeah, Knox and Bink. I think those guys are definitely underrated, man. They did a lot of work.
Bink.
Bink, he did. If you listen, on the Blueprint, the first track.
Oh,
He did All I Need To on that. So he did joints with Beans. He's done a lot of work.
Oh, word?
Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, he was on Blueprint.
So nobody from the era before that? Because I mean, you missing the name. I want to know if you
I want to
honestly,
see if this is the name that you thinking that.
There's only one real name. Ladies and shit. What's a couple?
honestly, there's a lot of like, I guess, mid '80s stuff that I haven't really listened to. I started listening to hip hop. Well, I started listening to hip hop in the '90s.
Okay,
That's,
all right,
that's
all
a
right.
long story of why, but I just gravitated more towards like '87 and up.
All right.
Yeah. So who's the producer that I'm missing?
I don't want to say missing, but I put him like on the pedestal.
Yeah, no doubt.
Marley Marl.
Okay,
all right.
Marley. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
'Cause Marley changed the game as far as the samples and
That he did.
Sample,
He did. And
James Brown.
And Premier looks up to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how about what's this guy's name? Diamond D.
Of course.
Dope Diamond
Yeah.
G,
Yeah. Shout out to the
Large
Bronx,
Pro.
man.
Large Pro, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Large Pro is cool. I put Large Pro in probably in my top 20. If there's even 20 producers out there that I can name.
No, there it is. Because Timberland is up there too.
Definitely.
You know, Tim doesn't get the recognition.
Oh
that
no,
he deserves.
exactly. I agree with you.
And-
He needs to be in the top 10, top 5 list.
I agree and I disagree. I think niggas know. Niggas know Timberland's up there.
No,
They
you'd
know,
be surprised. You
but
hear,
they
like you
don't-
said, you hear
they don't give
Premier,
it-
you
yeah.
hear the Pete Rocks, you know.
They'll mention Timberland nonchalantly, oh yeah, Timberland.
Say the shit. Oh, but he did a lot of joints. Like
A
when he came
lot
out
of
in
joints.
the late '90s, his sound was no other.
No other.
Nobody was doing that.
Nothing. And he did it from R&B
Right.
to pop to
Yeah.
fucking hip hop, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
You don't get a lot of people that could do that.
True.
Touch all
Can I
genres.
chime in for a sec? Of nigga. I remember the first time I heard what's that Leah joint where from Dr. Dolittle?
Are you that somebody?
Yes.
Oh,
Bruh, when I first heard that shit,
staccato beat.
yeah, the whole shit had me like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like, I was literally like, I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
And I was a fan. Like, I mean, to me, that was just when I was like, oh, I fuck with Aaliyah
Process
heavy.
is
And it was
brutal.
like,
He like beatboxes it first.
Yeah.
That's
That's
when
what
he
he said?
finds the patterns. Yeah, and you see his process.
I never saw his process.
He just he looks for it, finds it. This one goes with this one.
Yeah.
This one sounds like this. And he just puts it together.
He's like a mad scientist.
Man, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And from a hip hop perspective, the remix was dope too. Danger Mouse.
Yeah, oh,
Mad
wow.
skills.
That's another Danger Mouse.
I mean, I think it's too much.
Danger Mouse.
I think it's
I
too
don't know,
many.
man. Yeah.
It's too many. I think there's a lot of dope ass producers. Like we ain't touch Swizz. We ain't talk about Pharrell.
I love Swizz.
You know, you don't like that?
No, I like Pharrell.
Okay.
Well, excuse me, the Neptunes.
All right.
But
Yeah,
Swiss, I probably put Swiss in my top 20 as well.
No, I agree. Swizz got he got a lot of people ahead of him. I ain't gonna lie. But Swizz is still.
No disrespect.
Swizz
to
might
him.
be in my. He might just scratch my top 5. Real shit.
Really?
Yeah.
He's that far
What
up.
is your
there?
He's up
favorite
there.
Swiss beat?
Money Cash Hoes. That
Okay.
shit is stupid. Oh my god.
Minus Memphis Bleak is.
That shit is fire. Man, Bleak is money. That shit is nasty. I used to play the fuck out of that record. But you know what I think is crazy about Swizz to me is that I used to think that Money Cash Hoes beat was whack as fuck for years.
Why?
You know what? Because I never heard it properly.
It was drowning. It's first it sounded drowning.
Because you hear that man, that's the shit you hear all the
Yeah.
time. And like I remember the first time I think someone played it was on some bullshit speakers and
that man
so
was-
and I was like, what is this bullshit? Like who would rap on this bullshit? And then I want to say, bruh, like maybe 5 years ago, I was like listening to somehow I was like really listening to it like seriously. And I'm hearing the because the bass in there, that shit. That's the shit that really makes that record.
Separate the
Exactly.
patterns of the beat.
And then you hear, man, that whole shit to me is just like, wow.
Good segue, because as drumming, you listen to drum kits and different beats. I mean, are you more particular to that, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about the breakbeat period in comparison to the sample period? Where it's basically almost, started to create its own vibe, with the old church drums and things like that.
Yeah, I like that. I think it was genius that a DJ can have a double of a record bring it back, and make it continuous. You know what I'm saying? And the drummers were funky. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you might not want to rewind that part every time. So you have, you know, nice little DJ, cut it up, go back and forth. I loved it, man. Sampling, same thing. Same thing. I love it. You know, the thing about sampling, I think, is whenever you sample something, you have to be real creative. With it.
And that's
what I'm saying. Unless it's just that funky where, you know what, I don't want to touch this. Let me just loop it. You know what I'm saying?
I see stuff on your page that you take like real small timing of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you just chop it all the way up. Like, oh, what the hell?
And I think that's the sign of a dope ass producer, because you don't want nobody to know where your shit comes from. The more you hide it, and like, wait a minute, that's where that shit came from. Like when I saw Premier's process one time, I'm like, what? That's where that song came. You don't hear it at all.
So
you hear like a little
minute.
bit, yeah. So that's why, I mean, I love Kanye, but sometimes Kanye just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna play the whole. I'm gonna do shit. Drake too. Yeah, they're not gonna do shit to it. They're not gonna change it at all.
Because it's just that funky.
Yeah. So, but I mean, other than hip hop producers, I mean, there's sure I'm sure you fuck with a lot of other genres of producers. Like, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know who else influences you producer wise that's not in the hip hop world. Is there anybody else? No Quincy Jones, no
Child.
Yeah,
no.
No, Lord, no.
But you know what though?
Dark Child, Raphael Sadiq, them dudes is nice as producers.
Raphael Sadiq, he's actually a pretty dope bass player.
Yeah.
He's really dope. He's really talented, man. It's just, apart from hip hop, I really haven't listened to, well, I can't say that any other producers have inspired me hip hop wise. You know what I'm saying? But I do listen to Quincy Jones. The Listen Up album, probably my favorite album.
Because I always thought that once you become a producer, I think that you just can't stay. Well, once you become a hip hop producer, I always feel like you can't just stay in hip hop anymore, because hip hop is taken from so many different shits. They coming from jazz, they coming from bebop, they coming from R&B, they coming from soul. So I always figure that once you start to get into hip hop, I think your mind starts to say, I need more. I'm hungry. I want to hear where this shit came from. Oh shit, this dude did this. Oh, okay. Let me look at his unresonating shit like that. So that's why I asked you that. I was like figuring out, is there anybody else that you do fuck with besides that's not in hip hop? Like, that's what I was asking.
Vibing with like DJ Spinner, man. He got like maybe 30,000 records at his disposal at one time, and he'll pull out the illest Japanese natural sounds record.
Really?
And just vibe off of that. Like, man, he's another one that's like underrated, not talked about a lot, but that's true. So, you know, very eclectic, man.
Yeah, producer wise,
he's nice.
I didn't know he produced like that though.
No,
So most of the stuff that he plays when he's out partying, those are stuff that he produced himself. You see? Because I respect DJs who do that. That's dope. That's dope. I know a lot of DJs. I know Harry does that now, and MoMA does it. A lot of different DJs they do, and I respect that, because trust me, cats be there trying to bite your shit, and they'll try to fucking either Shazam your shit, or they're trying to figure out where you got that shit, and they'll want to, you know. But if it's something that you made, you're not gonna be able to find it,
right?
You know, so
that's why the Mobile Mondays are so powerful. You know, they come out with all these rare 45s and things of that nature. And you're like, oh, what the hell? You got that from his grandmother's church basement.
Yeah. You know
crazy dusty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Jay. But you would, I noticed on your producer list and just in general, you don't have no South producers.
With
the South strategy, you hitting on the South.
Nah, not at all. I do fuck with Organized Noise though.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that they don't get enough mention as well. You know, they did a lot of things for Outkast, Goody Mob. You know, the whole the list goes on. It's just that there's not a lot of Southern producers. Actually, no. Let me take that back.
No, man. Come on. We're not taking shit back. We keep it a buck out here, all right?
There is one I forgot. Mike Will made it. I like Mike Will.
Yes.
I like Mike Will. And you know what? I like him for his drums.
Okay.
I listen to drum heavy on drums.
Oh, okay.
And I listen to every single thing about them. So it can be the forefront drums, you know, the kick and the snare, and the little stuff that goes on in the background too that makes it bounce.
Yeah, you see
that
stuff
stuff
is
important.
Yeah. And I love it. And that's why I always want to get producers up, because I like to hear what do they hear. Like, I don't like all the stuff you just said. I don't hear all that. I kind of know what you're talking about, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't hear it like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know, like I said, when I go out to parties now, my ear I have a DJ here, so I'm listening for certain mixes. I'm listening for certain transitions. So I'm sure when you go out or when you hear certain stuff, you have a certain ear too. Like you said, you listen for this county. So I don't
even have a good time when I go out because I'm listening to
my girl like, yo, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like I really don't even have a good time.
My lady be like, have a good time. This shit. Stop thinking about what he got. I be going over to the set. I walk over to the DJ booth. I'm like, look and see what he got, see what he doing, and how what kind of setup he got, and all that shit. It gets me hyped, man. But it makes me go home and do my homework. It makes me go home and research. It makes me go home and get hyped and put something else out.
That's the enlightening feeling about hip hop. Being able to go research and actually come up with something new. Like,
I love doing that.
Yeah, that's so high.
Yeah, that used to be a high. I remember, like I said, before this whole internet shit was out, man, you had to go to the record shops. And I remember, I remember when I used to get off to go buy records, I would get so excited and I would like have to use the bathroom. No, this would happen like every week. I'll be in a record shop going through records. I'm like, fuck, I go to the bathroom again. And this shit would happen at every record shop I would go to because I would get so hyper. And but just the whole digging used to get me so hyper. And you used to find
gems out here.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I totally understand, man.
Samples. Top favorite samples. Give me like five. Five is good.
Samples.
Okay. Samples.
How do you even leave a list for that?
Yeah, that give a list.
I never even heard of a list. That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
Okay. Funky Drummer, the drum break from there. Mm-hmm. I would say in Peace with President, but
you must well say James Brown. Let's say James Brown.
But it's not just James Brown. Substitution, the Sylvester's, that's the name of Misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor,
yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Yeah, I don't know that. That's a whole lot, though, man.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. That's a nice question.
Funky Drummer is probably...
I'm thinking as a producer, forgive me.
Well, my question to you, my man, is what are your top 5 favorite beats of all time?
There you go. Right. That's a good one.
Yeah,
okay.
That's hard too, man.
That's very hard.
Again, in no particular order. Yeah. Manifest by Gangstar.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm actually listening to that album every single day.
Really?
This week. You know what I'm saying? Actually, from last week, I've listened to it every single day. Royalty again, Gangstar. Troy. Pete Rock.
Yeah, of course.
I forgot the sample to that one. It's
tomorrow.
Song.
Tom Scott.
Tom Scott. Or is it today? Today. Okay.
It's not fair.
No.
It's not fair to ask that question, man. It's hard.
Well, just for right now. You gotta go 2 days.
And what am I up to? 3? 2 more. Anything by Big Daddy Kane.
Really?
Honestly. Yeah. Well, excuse me. Let me clarify. His first 2 albums. Okay. Anything after that, it's a no for me. Yeah. Thank you.
We talk about that.
Yeah.
I bring it up every week. I bring it up every week as far as putting him as the GOAT because it's only those first 2 albums. Everything after that, oh no.
It's a blur.
And anything off the 2001 album, Dr. Dre.
Okay. All right.
Oh really?
Yeah. Big time.
Wow. Nothing from Kanye.
It's hard. There's so many songs by Kanye. Like this is a very hard list to make because I don't want to miss anybody. You know what I'm saying?
But if we're gonna keep it 100,
I always keep it a buck.
If we keep it a buck, though, Kanye is exactly, and Kanye is all right. But
you think he's all right?
I think he's all right. I don't think he really has a beat that's like. I mean, what's a beat by Kanye that you're like, holy shit, this is one of the best beats I've ever heard in my fucking life. Let's be real, man. Like
I would have to sit. I can't name it off the top of my dome, and maybe that's a problem because I can't.
I don't think it is a problem because he's put out so much. He's put out so much.
Yes, you have to dissect through different various artists. Like
that second album has like a million joints.
It's not there. It's not there. That's why y'all haven't.
Blacked out.
Nah.
The whole Watch the Throne album has fucking those beats on that album right there alone. That's late in his career.
But that wasn't all him though. Sorry,
it wasn't.
Nah, there was a lot of weird like co-production credits on that album.
Kanye,
it was like
having
Kanye, RZA, and like Q-Tip on one track. It was like, what the hell did
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
And you
Found
really
the
did
snare.
what?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You did the hi-hat.
And you're
on
really
this,
gonna
you know
tell
what
me that those are some of the best beats you ever heard in your life?
No, you know what? That
Life.
track that he did with Nicki starts talking.
Monster?
No, not Monster. I recognize playing back in Chicago. Mercy, mercy, me, and mercy. I love that beat. I don't know what it is, man. I love that beat. What's in that song again?
Click?
No. You ain't got no Kanye. You ain't got no Yeezy in your Serato. That song.
Oh.
I forgot the actual.
Yeah, forgettable shit.
Nah, it's not. That's dope. Kanye got shit. Kanye got
You're a
shit,
tough
but-
crowd, man.
You are hard.
Thanks, guys. I was like, the fuck?
But to be fair, I can understand where you're coming from because a lot of these dudes that we're talking about, their resume, their line of work is fucking.
Untouchable.
It's untouchable,
Yeah,
and
real
it's,
shit.
and it's longer. You know, so Yeezy grew up watching Tip. I think Tip is one of his idols.
My thing is, listen, like, I feel in hip hop, shit is obvious, man. Like, if you really are like GOAT level, it's obvious. Like, you know what I mean?
It doesn't
Like,
have to be explained.
It doesn't have to be explained, man. Like, or if I ask him, like, for example, has Nas made one of the greatest rap records ever? Yes, obviously, right? And if you told me, oh, you know what, and you were to mention the name of a certain record that he made, I'd be like, yeah, that's probably up there. What I'm just saying is that, like, it's just obvious who the dudes are that really, really done the crazy shit. The ones that have been like, they've been alright.
It's
Like, you know what I mean?
A level and B level.
Yeah,
They
like,
are.
and then there's C level and D level. And it's
All right,
not
Scratch.
level.
We went into the sound of the trap era right now, and I think you can accredit it to a lot of DJ Mustard, maybe, of bringing a certain sound out.
Probably Lex
Luger. Yeah, okay. There you go.
Really?
What do you feel about the progression of the sound that we hear now on terrestrial radio?
Honestly, okay. I'm not a hater of trap at all. I respect the movement. I respect what they're doing. The numbers don't lie. They have a strong fan base. It's just yeah, right. It's just not for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't grow up listening to it, and I can make trap beats. I've done it before. You know, Patchy's been getting me on. Yo, you got to do trap. You got to do trap. This is what's selling. But it's just for me. It's kind of redundant after a while, and to hear it on the radio every single day is very unnatural for me because the era that I grew up in, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, no disrespect to it. It's cool, it's fun to make, but for me, because I feel like it's easy to make, I don't really value it like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of things that producers do. Thank you. A lot of things that
Here in the corner.
a lot of things that producers do now. You know, they use Fruity Loops. No disrespect to Fruity Loops, but a lot of things are done for you.
Damn, to this day?
To this day, yeah.
Cubase
Are you
and
kidding?
Pro Tools and all.
Yo, Fruity Loops is the wave right now.
Go to.
Still?
Yes.
That's why I was like, wow,
yes.
shit.
a lot of joints you might hear on the radio done with Fruity Loops. And for me, I'm a hands-on guy. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Yeah, I'm a hands-on kind of guy. So if I don't put a lot of work into the beat, I'm not gonna feel it like that. I'm not gonna value it.
No.
What equipment you working with right now?
Native instruments. I use Machine.
So can I add to that though? I'm gonna ask because I stay online. I read the comments. A lot of young cats will say that it's actually easier for people to sample. They think that cats like you lean too heavily on samples. Like someone giving you the melody and you just put it on, and they look at you like you're the fraud. Like
I can understand that though.
They're making the ones because they're making the original melodies and shit. What do you say to that?
Well, it's all about being creative with the sample. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, unless it's just that funky and you leave it, but strip that sample down, chop it up, do something, make your own pattern with those melodies. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the other, the trap producers, again, no disrespect to them, but they lean a lot on the note repeat, and note repeat helps a lot. I don't know if you know.
No, I don't know what that is.
To make all those fast hi-hats and fast drums and stuff like that, you just hold the button down and hit note repeat, and it does it for you.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
I
can
from hitting the pad.
Of course, right, exactly. I can
It's like
say,
DJing.
Right.
You said there's a sample button. I mean, there's a loop button now. You don't really have to
Yeah.
do a lot of shit now. But I understand where you're coming from.
but I mean, I would understand why they would say like, oh, sampling is easy, but sit down with someone who samples and see how the process works. You hear the finished product, but You don't know what it takes. It just sounds just that good that you just think I just looped it.
It's good.
Yeah, Mass Appeal has a great segment where they get a guy that produces or DJs and he goes into the record shop with picks up the blind samples and everything, puts it together at one time. Right there, it's just crazy.
And I think that's important.
That works.
And I think that's very, 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 very important when it comes to music and learning how stuff was made. Like showing the process before this whole, digital shit took over this thing. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I embrace it now. But to know, like I always said, if I was a teacher, somebody to DJ, I would never start them off on this digital shit. I would have them fucking with turntables. And I had them put a turntable for at least a couple of months before they even understand the whole digital part. Because trust me, once you figure out the analog and that shit part of it, the digital shit will come easy, man. And you'll appreciate it more. You'll understand it more. And trust me, it'll be totally different once you learn from that era versus, the digital era now. So I kind of understand it, man. Yeah. I mean, I totally understand. But that's like you said. I grew up watching other people do it from this, and it made me appreciate it even more. So,
but then to the brother as well, how do you feel about being in a style that essentially is not marketable right now? Because like that's got to be tough. I mean, on your end, right? Like, I mean, you're watching dudes who you may feel have a lot less talent than you, who are just blown up, and then you're making a style of hip hop that people seem to not give a fuck about. Like, what's your opinion on that?
Basically, it's all about my intent and what I want to do with the music. A lot of trap artists, producers, and rappers alike, they run it like it's a trap. It's quick money. It's stuff that sells for right now. You know what I'm saying? I just do what I like to do. I'm not necessarily in it to get ridiculously rich and famous. You know what I'm saying? Because I do it from the heart. I've been doing this. I made my first beat when I was like 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm 32 now. So, if I was really in it to get paid like that, I would have switched my formula to, and be on that fast road to get paid. But as far as saying that people don't really care about it like that, I'd say the mainstream doesn't really care about it like that. I'm not really a mainstream person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out to, be heard on the radio every 30 seconds. If it happened, that would be cool, but I'm not shooting for that. You know what I'm saying?
Now, in terms of how you produce, do you have a certain sort of swing to your shit? Like, is there a certain vibe that you try to go for? I feel like producers tend to have a certain thing, that certain feeling that they're alone are amazing at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Like a director to a movie.
Yeah, like they really do, and it's very like clear. Like, I mean, you can talk about like in boom bap, like RZA and Dre, not Dre, sorry, but like RZA and Primo and Diamond and Havoc and whatever. But they're very specific in terms of what they have, a vibe that they capture that really only them can do. And so I was wondering, or like Dilla, or like I found like Pete Rock shit to me is like really like it's kind of laid back, a little bit introverted, but it's still raw and it's like happier. I don't know how to describe it. Like Pete Rock shit isn't like it's not like
dark,
it's not dark like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's not corny. It's not corny happy either, but it's more like I can play Pete Rock, and my grandmother can enjoy Pete Rock.
Right.
My dad can enjoy Pete Rock. You know what I'm saying? Because it's funky as hell. It's very James Brownish, but it's almost like a chill like thing. You know what I mean? So I was just wondering, in terms of you, like, do you have a certain vibe that you just find yourself most comfortable in?
It just depends on how I feel for the day, man. I can come in, from work or whatever. If I'm angry, you'll hear it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm just chilling, I'll hear it. Or, if I'm just indifferent, it's whatever. Yeah, but, it's just basically how I feel for the day, or if I just have a certain idea that's just been going on in my head, I just put it out.
And I mean, I agree with that. That's probably the best answer. That's the answer that I know, me personally, that's what I want to hear. Because I don't want to have a certain, don't get me wrong, some producers have a sound and you know it's them because you can hear certain things and they're kind of like in a box, but then there are producers, there ain't that many, then there are producers out there that you like, wait, he did that beat?
Right.
That sounds nothing like what, and that's why I love Timbaland. Because Timbaland can go this way and he can go that way. And I remember when he did Big Pimpin'. I didn't. I was like, wait, that's a Timberland beat? It didn't sound nothing like what he did prior to that,
Right.
and it fucked my head up, and it made me look at him from a totally different perspective. But when you hear Dre, for the most part, you know it's Dre. You know it's Primo.
Scott Storch.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So,
Nice,
I mean, I'm not mad at those dudes.
Manny Fresh.
Even,
Right.
even Kanye, sometimes he can go left, right, back. Sometimes you don't know it's a Kanye beat. Sometimes, you know.
Right.
So, and that's those type of producers I really like because you're not really in that box, and it makes me even love you more because that just lets me know that you listen, you getting your inspiration from a whole bunch of different shit.
Right.
You know,
Variety.
You know, it's a variety, and I love that. Loved it. That's why I mean that's like the best answer. But I mean also, you gave us about what a couple of joints here that we gonna get into, and then we can hear, maybe we can give him a sound, or you might be like, okay, this is what your sound is. Because I mean, it's hard probably for him to say what his sound is, but I think most of us, if we hear it, or whoever is, that's just like, okay, this is the sound I'm looking for.
How old are you, by the way? I remember you said
I'm 34.
34. Okay. You said he was young, like I thought he was in his 20s.
I thought you know, I'll put 38 on you.
That's hilarious.
It's like 37, 38.
That's hilarious.
No.
Wow, that's crazy.
Any background on these beats, or are they all like, are they part of a project, or?
No, these are just actually there's 2 songs in there that are finished. The Get Down, that's the one that I put up on Instagram today. Shout out to King Soul from Queens. Yeah.
That sample, that snippet was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like the visual.
Yeah, man. Funny story, I've never even met the dude before.
Oh, that's dope.
Patch met him a few times, but me personally, I've never met him. But he did his thing on there, man. So, yeah, there's 2 finished joints on there, then the rest are just, just beats that I just had.
So you did a beat, like you said, the person you never met before?
Yeah. It's called The Get Down.
That's
That
so
thing's in
dope.
there.
That's
Yeah.
dope, man.
And honestly, that's the wave right now that's kind of going because a lot of producers are putting their beats on YouTube and people just snatching them and worrying about the royalties and the paperwork stuff later. But yeah, a lot of producers, man, they producing records for people that they never even met before. The internet is a good thing.
Well, it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah, big time.
So yeah, I mean, all right, well, we gotta get into a couple of these joints, and then we're gonna come back and talk more about these the joints, but yeah, shit like that. All right, well, this is the blog, BeatboxRadio.com, every Monday, 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. All right, tell a friend. We'll be right back.
Treats. Yeah, nice, yo, good combo. Yeah, I like that. Come on now.
I almost went off topic, man. Did you see the sister next door with the long hair and shit? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I stepped to her. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Like, you see anybody? Yeah, I'm doing somebody.
All right, you straight up.
Oh, come on. So I see right now she's with
Yeah.
Was she with him though?
Well, I mean, this is.
I thought he was. No, I saw them walking. I didn't know they were together though.
I mean, I don't know,
White dudes
but-
walk through here all the time. They walk through here because it's like a little fake mall. So they walk. I just thought that he just happened to walk.
No, you stand right there. And then she walked. I was like, oh shit. I was about to just go off. I was like, really? Well, like, I keep it hip hop. I'm gonna keep it hip hop.
Losing balance, ain't no telling when I might drop by. Never thought I would feel this way, but what I got still. Love for the game got me motivated to buy block. New Mercedes motors and Marty McFly, hot top son. You fake hard body, this is God body. Digital error, you lucky if you get a hard copy. Niggas selling records slow, but quick to sell they soul. New debates up in my city, got me headed home. It's on down and get up like this. I hit six round, I blew up. Take for my niggas and my women that ain't really got shit. Take a pill, break it down, back it up right quick. This is the get back. We getting money, fuck all the chit chat. Don't you let no one tell you different or bet against that. Trouble I be getting and putting me with a best at. Try to send me love, I'ma look for something to set back.
Actually, no.
I ain't a pretty nigga, skinny city nigga. It's time I leave, so tell me who coming with me, nigga. Surrounded by the evils, I see a crowd of people. Still where I was, you really wanted me, you would come and get me. Hickeys on my bitch, I've been sucking the world dry. This my second coming, the first time I was blind. Second time should be mine. No need for me to rewind that tape. I cracked the code, I was behind that safe. I want the treasure, the pleasure, the ecstasy. all my endeavors. The story is for me, I'm ready, ain't nobody better. I remember late nights reminiscing, this shit was switching. I've been trying to stay right, so could never fall under pressure. Bless up, they screaming church. I got niggas out rooting for me. They see my premonition, just this shit, I'm robbing Dory. I've been down south like I've been fishing for porgies. Said you seen it coming, but still you reacted poorly. I know what they've been hoping to get and check my performance. Say when they go over the intercept my awards. Impatient for the day when my living space is enormous. So I can get way the fuck away from all of y'all. Down and get it. Around, I blew up type of quick for my niggas and my women that ain't really got shit. Got shit, break it down, back it up. Right quick, this is to get back. We getting money, fuck on the chit chat. Heard you let no one take you can bring a better guest there. Trouble I be eating and putting me with a face at. Trying to sell that off of the
my brother who's older, he was there listening late, and I was just still. I still have one tape when Justo was up there for the first mixtape before. Yeah, man. Yeah, I purposely did it like that. That's why it's called 1995. Yo, did y'all see the Swizz and what you call it, Just Blaze battle and shit? Did you watch that?
Swizz and who?
Just Blaze. They had a battle? I thought it was Swizz and somebody else. No, Swizz and Timberland. Okay, yeah. You know, Swizz is cool. No, I don't want to talk about that after we do. We talk about
Swizz again.
No, Swizz and Just, yeah. You want to Just Blaze? Yeah. Why is that even a battle? Like that's unfair because Just Blaze just demolished Swizz. Come on, did you watch the video? No, I don't know.
Swizz got the crowd hyped in front. But
Swizz murdered him.
You sit back and listen to
Swizz murdered him.
Just got
murdered him.
No hell no.
You watch the video? Listen,
yo,
niggas gotta watch the video.
Swizz was more on some MC shit. Break the crowd up. And then he did the bounce shit. That's what got
Just
more.
Blaze was literally looking like he was about to cry. Y'all need to watch the video.
Oh, hell no.
I'm gonna watch the video.
I'm gonna go drink tonight.
It's literally like on some like real shit. And
he was like, yo, Swizz is talking mad shit.
Of course, he was murdering him.
And it wasn't all that.
That's why. And you can tell Just was like, he killing me. Oh shit.
Maybe because of the crowd.
No,
man. The crowd.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think Swizz is better than Just. Always has been. What? Yes, nigga.
I don't think you heard enough Just.
No.
I can't get
it. I'm sorry.
It ain't no hands down shit.
No
hands down.
It's hands down.
That's something that might be debatable.
Yeah,
It's hands down.
Listen, I'll put Swizz up against Benny Fresh.
Exactly. Come on. Listen, you know Swizz got records.
Yeah,
You know this.
Yes.
You know Swizz, no, not just to be his records. Swizz like some best records in hip hop history. What the fuck?
I don't mean that. I don't mean that.
No. But I'm talking about dopest.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
Because Primo don't have
Primo has some of the dopest records ever.
No, he doesn't. You should compare his resume to. I'm trying to think who else.
Mass Appeal is nasty. Mass Appeal is one of the greatest beats in hip hop history.
No. The beat, but I'm just saying you put records. You think that Primo has about 20 well-known records all over the planet that's banging?
As a hip hop fan, yes, absolutely. Way more than that. Like as a hip hop fan.
As a hip hop fan, yes, exactly. But as a total,
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm not saying Swizz rappers got bigger records because of the radio. I'm talking about literally like you turn on Rough Riders Anthem among hip hop heads, and niggas is gonna be like, oh,
But it's a simple beat.
I was gonna say the same thing. A lot of early stuff is all simple.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Right?
matter. It's like 17.
That matters. That matters.
It doesn't matter.
Everyone got lucky and found a dope sample. That's all it
How many
means.
times you gonna get lucky?
That's that DJ Mustard shit, man.
How many times you gonna get lucky?
Tooted and booted.
Nigga, a dope beat is a dope beat. It doesn't matter how you make the shit. Some of them are gonna be hard to make. Some of them gonna be easy as fuck to make. But a dope beat is a dope beat.
versus Just Blaze.
Swizz love that nigga. And yo, listen, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. Just came into the game, a lot of niggas might not realize this, but Just Blaze came in the game imitating Swizz. That's true. Listen to fucking the Anarchy album. That's when Just started kind of coming out, right? Just was on the Anarchy album.
Yes, it was.
Right?
Busta.
Yeah, man. You listen to that beat, there's a beat he has on there, I can't remember the name of it. He has a beat on there, and literally sounds like a Swizz beat shit, just whacker. And he came in the game.
Just there.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you know that Just Blaze owed money from back in the day or something. I don't know. It sounds perfect.
I would say he was going for the rock wild side.
He was also biting Rock Wild.
I would say biting rock wild. That's
That's what he's biting. Nigga, he was biting Rock Wild.
He was biting rock wild. He was going for that rock wild.
He was biting Rock Wild.
Oh,
See, this is the thing with Just. He's biting Rock Wild. Yeah, two inspiration. One of them sounded like Slump Roll shit, and one of them sounded like some Swizz beat shit.
Knox was out back then too. I think Knox. I mean, they all around each other.
Yeah, but the thing is, Just Blaze, and we just keep up on it. Just Blaze doesn't have his own sound.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Yo, listen to that fucking Cameron.
What's the different sound?
He goes up
The song said, that whole, okay, that's the closest he's had to doing sound, and then Kanye took that shit around with it.
I'm sorry. Let's go ahead. The Pump It Up days and the joint that he did with Rod Because for a moment he was on his club shit too. His whole club business. What song he did with Rod? I forgot the name of the song.
I thought you was talking about that's Rock Wild.
That's Rock Wild. But that's the thing though, Swizz has his own thing. That's what I'm saying as a producer. Swizz's shit is like Swizz to me is more like, don't get me wrong, Swizz has more misses than he does hits. A lot of Swizz's shit is trash. But the thing is, when Swizz hits, it's nasty. Swizz stuff is so weird. And that's the thing, like you hear some Money Cash Flow shit, it's not supposed to work, but it just works, right? And it's an energy thing. And that's what I'm saying, that like, this is why Swizz will always murder a cat like Just, because like, at the end of the day, it's the energy. Hip hop's about energy. That's why, like, a unique energy.
But where does the talent come in at?
Yeah,
That's talent.
Where do you factor in?
That's talent.
energy is that kind of stupid thing.
That's talent.
Some dude could be a best performer. They could be the best performer on stage, but they can't make a fucking record.
No, but you're carrying that energy into a record. And the reality is Swizz has been around for a long time. He's still making shit. Swizz is more relevant as a producer than Just Blaze. It's 2018.
I did my choice though. That's my choice.
What? My choice, really?
That's my choice. Just Blaze don't produce like that, hardcore like that.
You can't, nigga.
Oh! Come on, stop. His parents was sick at one point.
He's trolling right now.
I like that. I like that. You come from blood. You come from blood.
Yo, do you know, all right, you know that song by Marsha Ambrose's Far Away? Do you know that song?
This doesn't sound like hip hop.
It's not hip hop. It's R&B.
Okay, cool. Why you talking R&B though?
Because he's a producer. We talking producer.
As a producer,
Nigga, I'm a hip hop fan.
Don't say that.
Fuck about R&B.
Don't say
But I'm saying though,
Primo did a whole fucking album for Christina Aguilera. That album fucking production right is bananas.
Alright, but I don't give a fuck. I don't rate Primo and Christina Aguilera shit.
I rate it.
Go ahead, my nigga. Go ahead.
No, Blake is more talented. He actually plays instruments.
No,
He can do R&B.
That matters. That matters. You show your age right now.
Yo, listen.
That matters.
No, it doesn't.
Look at Stevie Wonder. You realize who Stevie
Stevie Wonder and Prince are?
Fuck that. He old.
These dudes play fucking every instrument. When you realize that air.
When the instruments, nigga. That's
Wow.
That is
It makes a
I'm ready to
difference.
record in music class, man.
hip-hop, nigga. Like,
So just because it's hip hop, you can be simple with
listen,
it?
the whole point of hip-hop is to take its turntable music, is to take
Nah,
records.
that's not the only thing. No, he
No,
won't
no,
evolve.
no,
It
hip-hop
started
evolved.
off like that.
I agree, but the point is this, though, at the end of the day, older cats used to be like, I don't play no instruments. Yeah, we don't play no instruments, but you're whack. We don't
Who
give a
said that?
fuck. Right? Like, at the end of the day, our shit is hot. Like, you know what I'm saying? We are able to take this and add our own magic and shit to
Steal.
it.
No, you're stealing.
Fine, we are stealing a bit, but we're also taking this shit to levels they would never have even thought about.
This is true.
Right?
That's what CL Smooth said. I know the times you've been broke.
Broke with
You
2G,
know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
But you know, we also reprising your stuff.
We take
People
this
want
shit
to
to
hear it.
levels, they, yeah.
You know what
If
I'm
it
saying?
wasn't for hip hop, a lot of them is dead
Of
and broke.
course, but that's the
And they know
purpose of
that.
it. Yeah, but nobody's denying that. No other producers, they have no problem paying these dudes that. Nobody's beefing about paying or nothing like that. But that's not the point. The point is, like you said, how you break it down, how you chop it, how you
I get it,
that
though.
whole process. That's what I look up to.
I get it, Joe.
Because
Because
Primo.
Swizz makes everything from scratch. And he
Who?
rarely sample Swizz.
Oh, really?
He rarely sample.
Okay.
And that's it's like making those producing instruments and instrument in
I
itself.
respect
You know
that.
what's hilarious?
Get that. And the energy.
Oh,
But eclectic values as a producer, he fails tremendously.
Let me tell you something.
And that's
Swizz
important.
samples. The thing is, we know what's funny about Swizz, and again, this is why I say the Swizz is more. It's about innovation. Swizz will lie to you and be like, I don't sample. Money Cash Hoes is a fucking sample.
Yeah. Okay, bring it
Like,
up.
yeah, that's a cool fucking video game that I used to play back in the day. I didn't even realize this shit in them years.
but now I'm kind of.
Where did you hear that from?
What?
The story you just said about
Swizz.
Money Cash Host being sampled.
I can hear it.
Okay.
You got
Because on some
I'm
real
no-
shit, I can hear it.
Okay.
Because I think I was.
It sound like keyboards to me.
I think someone. No. See, this was the thing. That's the urban legend. The urban legend is that he went across the keyboard, and that was it. And it's hilarious because he's probably like, yeah, you know what, y'all believe that, whatever, right? I don't sample. That's my marketing thing. But the reality is that it's a fucking video game sample. And it's
I don't
actually-
know, man.
It is.
I'm
Straight up. You know how I know?
I'm pretty sure I've seen a video with Swizz himself and
No,
said
no.
that it was a slide down the keyboard.
Niggas lie all the time in this business, man.
Niggas lie every day.
Especially when they're not trying to pay for shit.
I get it, but I don't know.
I don't know if you got reading a lot about that.
Because
Yeah, I mean, why that?
Yeah, why lie about that?
it's not
Bro,
clear.
the man plays all freaking fucking beats, man, and all the instruments.
I mean, this
No,
one
that's the
is
same.
this shit right here is banging to me. I love this.
I'm telling you, sample. Sample, what are you talking? It's a video game sample. It's for real sample.
But you can't verify that only because you think you heard that.
My nigga, if you go online, you know
You
what?
gotta find it. No, you gotta find that shit and then play.
I can play it for you, and you'll know.
Yeah,
Once
yeah.
you hear it, you'll be like, oh, this
Once
is
this is
a 100% sample.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
always want to know.
I'll tell you 100%. It's a sample from a game called Golden Axe from 1990.
I don't know that.
We used to play that shit.
I didn't play a hard body.
I used to
but
play that game hard body, and that's what I'm saying. That's a fucking. It's called Thief's theme. It's the theme of these little things who show up and steal your magic and shit.
Okay.
That's what it's called. Like literally, and it's dirty. Like the way you flip. the way
I'm gonna look into it.
I'm telling you, because someone, you know how I know? Because I was looking on the comments, and that's what I love reading YouTube comments. And someone was like, yo, like, this shit, Steve's theme. I was like, yeah. I went up, and it's the exact same shit.
Okay.
But that's the thing, producers, and Timberland used to say that shit too. I don't sample, but Timberland samples.
This is like a mistake.
Everybody samples a little.
Everybody samples.
But like you said, don't want to chop it up.
Right.
Cover it up.
Even I think it's funny because with trap, like if you look at like Metro, for example, I like Metro. I think Metro is dope. Like of all the trap dudes, he's the dopest. But Metro samples. And Metro, because at some point I think when you're in hip hop, you understand that like for you to really make that hot shit, you gotta sample.
At some point.
At some point, yeah.
It brings a little soul.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? To the sound.
Yo, I like that, man. That fake. What do you call that shit? Delay?
That was just the echo.
The echo? I
Yeah.
love that echo.
They got an echo, and then they got delay, and then they got echo out.
Bro, I
That's-
love that
yeah.
echo shit. Like, I would last few niggas to rap on the echo shit. Like, just put that.
Like this beat right here, this is like soulful with trap drums on it.
Yeah.
I like this.
This sounds like some.
Kodak Black.
No, for the beat. Some
Yeah,
UGK shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can hear him rhyming on this shit. Or Ryan Lionheart.
Oh, that he got it. Yeah. See right there, that shit? Yeah.
This shit still, we on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
It's like YouTube.
Oh, what's up, YouTube? Not sure how to do that shit.
YouTube Live?
Yeah.
Yo,
Got paid?
Nah,
It's free?
I've been had a channel though. Not
So
in
get play back on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You can pay that.
What I'm gonna do is chop it up.
Oh, that's what you're talking from here? Oh.
Yo, I like it, man. It's a good setup, man.
Yeah, this kid's wilding out, y'all.
Come on, man. All day. Fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here, man. It's
Always,
hip hop.
always.
It's hip hop.
Yeah.
You gotta get it back to hip hop. Hip hop is you whack or you ill. Like it's not.
There's no
you
medium?
die.
There's no medium?
There's no
Nah,
medium, man.
nah, it's
It's
dry.
back.
It's dry.
It's raw. Straight raw, nigga.
So all MCs is either you popping or you
Well, I mean, basically, but like for example, if we were to keep it 100, right? Compared, like if you were to look at Nas and fucking
Nas and Fonte.
Oh wow.
Nas and Fonte, if comparing Nas to Fonte, Fonte is trash compared to Nas.
Ah, see, but that's dumb, but that's not true.
That's relative.
That's not true.
No,
He's
he's
I wouldn't
trash.
say
I'm
Fonte
saying-
is
no,
trash
he's
on
trash
your level.
compared to him. But he's not trash. That's what I'm saying. He's not. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
But that's what I'm saying, that's not fair. That's to use that, to use
No,
this
but
and this, that's
but
not.
it's hip hop.
You can't.
Hip hop says, yo, listen, you either come with the hottest shit or you get the fuck out the way and let other niggas
You
come
can't
with
be
the
hot
shit.
forever. That's just what it
But
is.
and that's the beauty of it. It's that once you're not hot, get the fuck out the game.
No,
why
why?
people
Can't take a break?
Why people hate no
No, you can take a break, but if you're gonna take a break, come back with hot shit. The reason, this is why, like, you gotta really respect someone like LL being around for so long. Because LL was able to be dope for so many years. You know how hard that shit is? Niggas fell off.
Jay-Z did it.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
Nas is doing it.
Because hip hop says, yo, if you're still dope, you can stick around.
Fat
But
Joe's still doing it.
Yeah, Fat Joe's.
See, Fat Joe's he's the definition of a mediocre rapper.
Exactly.
That's still surviving and doing his thing.
Right now,
Barely.
what I'm talking about. Barely.
It depends on.
He'll throw a song at you once a year, twice a year.
Maybe if that. Yeah, it also depends on the hip hop crowd because the hip hop crowd is so fucking fickle, and it's like they gravitate to whatever is hot. Not necessarily good,
Right.
but as long as it's hot.
Right.
6ix9ine, there's no fucking reason why 6ix9ine should be out here doing. Well, let me not seem like that. Excuse me.
No, nigga, see you, man. Come on, man.
But no,
He's trash.
He's
He's
trash.
It's
but
trash. It's
he's hot though.
But I will tell you, no, 6ix9ine is trash. But I will tell you one thing he has in his favor.
What?
That Gummo beat is one of the nicest beats that came out last year.
Gummo beat?
That beat is nasty. That beat is nasty, dude.
I think the tenacity, the energy of it.
I like
That's
the
what I'm
energy
saying.
though.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
this.
It's like,
Tell you the truth, I like the Fifi song better than a lot.
oh no.
Yeah.
Just because you slowed it down and
Yeah, but the thing is, this is why, like, as a producer, bro, I've always felt that hip hop is a producer's game. Because really, all you gotta do is have the right beat. We see it now, especially with hip hop.
Yeah.
The beat is really what drives this whole culture.
That's the first thing that people listen to.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that double beat is nice. Like, you listen to it and you're like, oh shit. Now, he's trash. Like, full blown trash.
No doubt.
But that song, but that beat,
driving. Yeah.
I do like his energy.
nasty.
I like his energy. A little Mexican, he has a lot of it.
On the Sunday when you're washing your car and all that. Decided for the GIX out there.
You ready to talk?
Yes, sir.
I got about 5. What is that?
There's some pina colada with rum and shit.
Funny.
Sip 'em.
I like
I remember I used to buy LIT. And you know they have store made LIT.
Oh yeah,
In a bottle.
Yeah, I'm sure there's.
Mega sweet.
Yeah, I've heard.
Super sweet. I said to myself, never buy to mix anything inside of a bottle anymore. From that point on, no disrespect to you.
Bubble guts.
I give you a pass. You still young, like I said.
Word. Look, I will say this. I drink like a bitch. Okay, so I have no problem saying that. I drink girl drinks. I'm a real nigga and I drink real girl drinks. I like my shit sweet. I have no problem.
PBoxRadio.com every Monday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Clean the ones and twos. We in the house. Nigga son.
Yo.
And I gotta get you a nickname, kid. Man, I gotta get you a nickname.
T, Big T, Tochi, whatever.
Nah.
Shooter, sniper, down.
Man, tough critic, man. I respect it though.
Roger,
I don't want to use that. Yeah, I don't want to use. What was it? I don't want to go there, man. I'm not gonna bring it up. Also, I wanted to bring up something earlier about the whole J Electronica Eminem shit. What did he say? That he deleted his account.
Well, he said he
by Eminem.
What was it? Something about like the temples of Solomon. You going to topple the temples over if you talk anything else about Puff. He's prepared to defend that.
J Electronica said that?
Yeah, so many words. It's got historical reference. No, this cat.
For real?
You know, he's yawning right now.
Over Puff?
Yeah.
Wow, damn, that's love Puff like that.
Puff was one of his early co-stars.
No, I know definitely he was on that record. Wasn't just based at that beat.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, remember that? Hey,
don't break it, by the way. That song was okay.
No, you're fucking wild. I started saying it. You're wild.
It wasn't that memorable.
Nah, that shit is very memorable. That's probably one of the only songs you can play from J Electronica in a party right now.
Facts.
That's probably the only song from Jay you can play in a party right now. Because Jay don't have. He has a lot of records, but you can't have that. And
I will say that it is definitely J Electronica's best song. I will say that. But however,
I wouldn't say that.
It's his best
I think
song.
his most known song.
It's his best song. So like I would say that. But aside from that, nobody's trying to hear Exhibit C in the party.
No, you'd be surprised.
Oh man,
What kind of party you went?
Yeah, it depends on what he goes to.
What? No, again, if you go,
you'll be surprised.
It's infectious.
You'll be surprised with the right DJ playing it at a certain time, the type of party. You can get away with playing that, right? Don't get me wrong, you're not playing it at 1:15 where everybody's on the dance floor getting hyped. But you can still pull it off. It depends on the party. Right?
Yeah, watch
like Cielo. No. Go to Cielo on a Toka Tuesday or one of the nights on the originals is playing. They can mix it in there.
Firing squad, firing hard.
Seriously. Match out for real, son.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, bro.
Blackout.
Ain't nobody listens to that record right now, man.
Sniper blackout.
I want to call him the GOAT for going against the grain. That's like his acronym. That's the acronym for you, B.
Party for washed up niggas.
GOAT. What?
There's a lot of washed up niggas out here, man. Real shit. There's a fair number of them.
Exhibit C against it.
Let's get back. Let's get back into what we here for. And my man, the joints and we was playing. That was early. That was a couple of joints have MCs on them. Mm-hmm. So talk about that because two of them. I think I heard two songs with two MCs on them. Yeah. And these are dudes that you know, or you said you don't know.
One of them, King Soul. I've never met him before. The other one, I think it was called Autumn Song.
Yeah.
That was Anakin Arts. He's from Brooklyn and Queens.
Okay.
I've met him a few times. Real super talented guy. He has a project that's coming out as well. He's super talented, man.
And these guys hollered at you, or did you know them through a mutual friend?
I'm not a solo act. I have a partner.
Okay. All right.
So Patch, he somehow connected with these guys. Shout out to Patchworks, man. And he linked up with these guys and was like, yo, here's my beats. And then he showed them my beats. And me and him, we make totally different beats. He's into like more trap and the more stuff. I'm more to like more contemporary.
I like that.
And what's the group called?
The NoBodiez.
NoBodiez. Is it spelled any which way? Spelled regular?
The NoBodiez with a Z.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
It's blackish.
Yeah.
Like Trackmasters.
Now, some of the instruments you played yourself.
You play all of them?
The drums and some of the bass.
Yeah, you can tell because it like pops out of the beat and makes it sound richer. Like, you know, that's like your marquee. That's
Yeah, you know, actually, I get that stuff from Dr. Dre, man. Dr. Dre, he
plays his own instruments?
Yeah, well, maybe not him himself, but he has a team of people who you can just call in the studio. Hey, listen, play this sample over. He's done it plenty of times, you know, whether it's with Scott Storch or.
And if you play the sample over, do you still have to clear it? That's the question I was wondering.
Yeah, you would. It's kind of tricky because the melody is sort of the same, but if you switch a little bit, you may not have to pay as much, and it's I don't know, it's a whole big situation.
What up, Robin Thicke?
Yeah, seriously. Like that.
I think they consider it what, like an interpolation or something. I think that's the exact word.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, Brad. Like, what's your? Do you have a favorite instrument you like to play?
Drums. I'm a drummer.
Okay, I guess so. That makes sense. So I was thinking outside of that. Like,
outside of that?
Yeah.
You're probably gonna laugh, but and I don't play it, but I like to hear it. The flute.
I knew you were gonna say that.
The flute is a dope instrument. You know,
Is it?
It is. It's a wooden
It's
instrument.
hard
It's
as hell
hard
to
as hell to
play.
play.
I mean, I try playing that shit.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of men, they're like, yo,
No,
man, Fruity playing the flute.
That was a
son.
recorder.
No. I was in high school.
Yeah.
The recorder was first in middle school. You jerk. Yeah. But so all right. I mean, I tried that. I tried the clarinet. I tried all that shit. That shit was kinda easy.
All them deep throat instruments and shit.
Wow.
First of all, it's not even true. But yeah, I mean, you got anything else coming up soon? Because I mean, as far as any projects you got coming out, or where everybody can find it at.
As of right now, you know, me and my man Patch, we trying to, you know, just reach out to as many artists as possible. We open to working with anybody pretty much because the style of beats that we have together, it pretty much covers, you know, the traditional stuff and the trap stuff and whatever else may fall in between. So we're just reaching out, man.
That's dope.
Yeah, we don't have any like set project out. I would love to do one, but you know, we need time. You know what I'm saying?
And no set sound.
And artists.
And artists. Yeah, no doubt.
You know, that ties into your big project plan of getting artists and producers and DJs together, man.
Yeah.
So it could happen.
I'm
Contra-culture.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But even though they produce some of their own joints, but I mean, we have so many different MCs that come through here. We even had Bobby J here last week.
Yep.
And he still, I think he's still working on his album and shit like that. Most of it was produced by Kwame. So yeah, so we was talking to him about that and everything like that. But we have a lot of MCs that come through here, and we always want them to link with the people who we like. You probably like one of the first producers we had up here. Pure producer.
Nice.
Yeah, we had DJs, we had MCs, we had, you know, but we never had just a person who just produces. I don't want to forget nobody. I don't want to. We had the man from the club that you with, the hip hop group.
Oh, HHDG. Rob, not Rob. Whoa, KB. KB, man.
He was up here.
He was up here.
And Tony.
Dan the Mayor.
And Tony.
Tony
produces. That's all he does.
We had him up. Tony University.
Yeah, Tony University. Yeah.
Come on, man.
No, I know. I call him Elvis. That's my boy. Yeah, we call him Elvis. We call him Elvis. We all grew up together. There's a reason. Yeah, right. But yeah, I mean, but yeah, we didn't have a producer up here maybe in about 2 years.
Yeah, and to talk about Sonics in a different level.
Yes,
I mean, it brings out a whole new atmosphere, maybe even a new perspective for people to listen to certain music. Like, hopefully, just to hear the conversations and the arguments about it.
So your joints are your joints on like YouTube like right now? Because everybody does that now. They put the joints up and people could just.
You know, I'm one of those producers who like. People say like, yo, you should really put your shit out there, and I'm just like, you know, it's not good enough. Yeah, I don't want to. You know, I don't like rejection. I don't think anybody really likes rejection. Or for somebody to say, yo, your shit is whack. You know what I'm saying?
But I think if you do it with the sniper,
yeah, exactly.
But 50 of him.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm actually in the middle of just, you know what, just getting over that and just putting my stuff out on YouTube. Yeah, and on Instagram I put some stuff out as well.
Will you audio stamp it?
Sorry?
Will you audio stamp it?
What is that?
JScratch in the mix.
That's what audio stand me?
Yeah. You know, we got that little
The
tag.
yeah.
Sometimes you might have to do that.
Yeah.
This might take you.
I'm going to though.
Well, you know, actually, on that note, there was a recent thing that came out where I think Spotify was saying that people can upload, like artists can now upload for free.
Really?
To
Oh,
Spotify
really?
network. Y'all know about this? It came
No,
out.
I don't fuck with Spotify.
Like it was like
Me
a couple
neither.
of days ago, they were
Really?
like announced it was free.
They're
now.
trying to take the SoundCloud.
Yeah, yo, SoundCloud is like having an emergency meeting right now.
Yo.
Yeah.
You gotta do something.
Yeah. So I
real?
don't know if you heard about that.
Okay,
but,
that's dope.
That
I'm gonna
might
look
be
into that.
something.
Yeah.
Because niggas is gonna flood that once it's open. You know,
Yeah,
it's
it's
gonna
a
flood.
wrap.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a wrap. Spotify's a good platform.
Yeah. So you might wanna.
Yeah, go look it up, man. Appreciate that.
That's what that's about, man. Yeah.
The goat came through. Yeah, you can.
Yes.
The goat. Stash sniper.
Green.
Instead of taking the life you saved on.
That's all I do, man.
Word.
But yeah, like we were saying, I mean, it was great having you up here. I mean,
Thanks
the
for
show
having
about to
me.
wrap up, but I mean, we always go a little bit into overtime. I know you got to bounce soon, so. But like I said, it was great having you up here. And
Thank
like
you.
I said, if anybody who's listening or whatever, if they want to holler at you, is there a way to get in contact with you?
Yes. Holla at me on Instagram, JScratchtheProducer, all spelled correctly. Or yes, or j.hall1285 @gmail.
J.Hall, HAWLL.
HALL 1285 @gmail. Or the NoBodiez music @gmail. That's probably the better one.
THE.
Yep.
Everything's spelled correct.
What is
The
Z?
Z.
What is
Yeah.
Z?
Still blackish.
Yeah. Gotta keep it urban.
That's what's up. I mean, like we said, it was great having you.
Thanks for having me.
No, definitely. Thank you, Omega, again, for coming through in the clutch. Last minute.
Thank you for bringing trees, homie.
Coming through.
No doubt, anytime.
It was a great show. I mean, I learned a lot. I learned, especially from a person who produces and what goes on behind the scenes, as far as, like you said, the instruments and your perspective on certain producers that's out here and what you look for versus what's being played out here. Your mentality is like the traditional. It goes with what the show is about, and as far as what the vintage and the essence and where it comes from, and that's why I appreciate you on the show. No, I'm not saying that what's going on right now in hip hop ain't dope, but this show was mostly focused on the essence of where stuff came from and how stuff is made, and to hear from someone younger than us is it makes us feel like, okay, hip hop's in good hands.
Yeah,
And he's gonna tell the younger ones this is how. Whereas Snipe over here is gonna tell them, and no, ain't nothing wrong with it because
You tell them when it's whack.
Yeah.
This shit is not hot.
She's not popping in the
Word. No filter. I respect it though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My team was always no
saying?
filter. That's how I understood it. You know what I'm saying? I think we've become a lot more sensitive now, man. Like I don't mind. Like, I mean, people know I write. Like, I don't mind someone telling me, like, yo, your shit trash.
As long as from a genuine spot.
Yeah, exactly. It's from a genuine. If you can explain it, even better. If you can't explain it, okay, fine. Even if you feel like, yo, you know what, I'm just being genuine, and I feel your shit's trash. Right. Then I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not no hater shit. Like, you can tell when someone's hating. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they're saying something's trash because they're just jealous or they're dumb or whatever. You can tell that. Like, I was gonna say actually, your shit reminds me of like when you say when you say like Pete Rock and like a Dre-ish type of vibe. There's a new cat, well, sort of new. He's been around for like 5 years. Apollo Brown. I don't know if you feel like some Apollo Brownish type shit. To me, actually, I do think. I think the thing with boom bap, I love boom bap. I mean, obviously, as a hip hop head, how can you not like boom bap? My only thing is I think boom bap needs some reinvention.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
You know, like just even in terms of the way that we rock, it can still be boom bap, but we have to almost like kind of make it rock a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the cats who make boom bap, they haven't really found that yet.
Well, a guy like Marco Polo, he's done an incredible job. If you listen to Rusty Jukes early stuff and some of Sean Price stuff, rest in peace. Who else is another one that got the There's a couple other people.
You know
The sound is out there.
You know what the nicest boom bap beat I've heard in a couple of years? I gotta be honest with you. There's a song called, it's actually, have you ever heard this song? It's a Ghostface and a Marion record. It came out like 2 years ago.
Wait, that album is an album?
That's what I forgot. Snow Goons.
Oh, Snow Goons.
Yeah.
Is it an album?
No, it's not an
Right.
album. It was like, it was a random song. I think Omarion was gonna like come out with a bunch of shit and then he never ended.
Omarion?
Omarion.
Oh.
I'm talking about Ghostface and Omarion on the same record.
That's what I'm saying.
It came, yeah. It came out.
I fuck with him.
It came out 2 years ago, and it's ill. Like it's literally the nicest Ghostface record I've heard in like 5-10 years.
Wow.
And the beat,
Now I gotta go look for
and
that
the
shit.
beat is like it's boom bap shit. It's done by a kid named Knowledge. You ever heard of
Knowledge is super dope.
Yeah.
It's KNX.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That dude. And
He's super dope.
it's boom bap. Like, and you listen to it, you're like, damn, like this is how boom bap's supposed to sound on some level. You know what I mean? And he made it kind of fresh and shit. So my point is that, but you know, what's interesting is of course that song, you know, got slept on, never really came out really. But my point is, that's what you need. You need like, you know, and now see you, you know, you're doing your thing and like, you know, more blessings to come to you, bro. You know,
Thank
on
you,
some
man.
real
Much
shit.
appreciated.
Yeah, man.
Also, I mean, if you guys get a chance, check out. I know Lupe got an album out. Conway got an album out. And if you're a Wale fan, check that out. He got a new EP.